Welcome back to the catch up here on Cris Cyborg's YouTube channel. I am James Lynch. That is not Cris Cyborg. She's fighting on Friday. Instead, we have the number 3 ranked lightweight in Bellator, Brent Primus, joining us here on the program. Brent, how are you, sir?
Doing good, doing good.
That's awesome. And you're in a hotel room right now, right? You were telling me because you're out training in California.
Yeah, I'm in Irvine right now, training at Team Oyama's and just working on a little couple things here and there, and just staying ready so I can, jump back in here and hopefully get that title fight soon.
Yes, and let's talk about that because that's actually good. One of the reasons I wanted to get you on here. Bellator 270, we had it last week. Patricios Freite, didn't want to mix that up with his brother, is your new lightweight champion, defeating Peter Queally. Just overall thoughts on the fight. Was that the result you were expecting, or what did you think on that title fight?
Yeah, I thought that Patricios was going to win if it is like in the first, second, or third round. I thought later in the rounds, in the fourth and fifth, that Queally could pick up strong. He has the crowd behind him, and he's just a durable guy. But I know Patricios has knockout power, and he can end it at any time. And yeah, man, he snuck that right cross in there and got the job finished and knocked him out. So it's kind of who I was expecting to win. So no surprise, really.
Speaking of surprises, were you surprised that Patricio's brother vacated the title? And I guess he wants his rematch against AJ at 145, but were you surprised of that sort of shakeup rather than him hold 2 belts?
No, I mean, it's about time. He's had it for, I don't even know how long, like a year.
It's been a while, yeah.
And I know there's like talk about him giving up the belt if his brother fights for it. So I kind of was expecting it, but I didn't think that it's going to be Queally and him. But hey, man, I'm just glad that the belt is in a 55 versus hands. So, now it can be the lightweights now. So, man, it's been a long time since we had that belt in the division.
Yeah, I got to keep it moving for sure. And we'll talk about how you fit into all that in a second here, but there's a lot of news going on. Also on that card, we had Apache Mix defeating James Gallagher. Crazy circumstances, right? Apache Mix misses weight. His corner can't make it because they can't travel, and he still goes out there and beats James Gallagher. What did you think of that performance?
Yeah, man, hats off to him. It's a definitely like a struggle mentally dealing with all that stuff, not making weight, not having your coaches there. But yeah, man, he came out and delivered and got the job done in Ireland. There's a crazy crowd there, and I fought there before, so yeah, hats off to him, man. He did great, and definitely has to make weight though. It's a pain in the ass. I know I've fought in some guys when they don't make weight, and I'm suffering, starving, and dying in the sauna, and it definitely sucks when you fight somebody they don't make weight. So he definitely has to get that on board.
And then we also had the UFC card last weekend, UFC 268, someone that you fought twice. Michael Chandler got his chance to fight Justin Gaethje. It is Gaethje getting the decision victory. What did you think of that fight? Because it was close. I thought Chandler did quite well in that first round. What were sort of your overall impressions of that fight?
Yeah, man, I knew it was going to be a banger, and Chandler almost he had him wobbled in the first round, and I think that, like Chandler, man, he just gave it all he could, and I think he kind of wobbled him, so he just went at it and kind of gassed out and didn't have that same power and that same speed and intensity in the second, especially in the third. But man, it was a great fight. It was fun to watching some guys just concuss people like that, like both of them rocked, wobbling, and it was a fun fight, man. And win or lose, like you got to give respect to those guys, and it was fun for sure.
And what do you think about the fact that you're part of that history? I mean, you have a win over Chandler. I know there's an injury involved, but still, like the fact that you've shared the cage with him twice and to see what, he's done as well, that must, for your resume, that looks pretty good, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. I don't know. I really, it's just hard to think about that second fight. I think I should have finished him. I should have got my body triangle in when I took his back and should have choked him and should have done a lot of things, like I want that third fight someday, I think it'd be awesome. But, yeah, man, it's cool. I know that he didn't want to stand and have that battle with me when we fought in Hawaii, and it would have been kind of cool to have a crazy brawl like that. But yeah, man, it was a great fight. I don't like Chandler. I think he's a little coward punk, but yeah, it was entertaining, man. He's always fun to watch for sure. So.
Yeah, I like the honesty though, Brandon. I'd rather you say that than say something you don't mean. So that's all good too. This week we have another Bellator card. Again, I want you to be completely unbiased here. This is a show for Cris Cyborg's YouTube channel. But what do you think of this fight on Friday? Cris and Nate Kavanagh. How do you see that fight playing out? I mean, personally, I think Cris is going to finish her, but curious to get your thoughts.
Yeah, I'm the same way, man. It's kind of hard not to to. I mean, I don't know. She's a beast, man. Cyborg is an absolute beast, and it'd be hard to not go with her, you know. And so I think she's just so relentless. Her stand up is so good. She throws bombs the whole time. You know, she's great. You know, so she's a legend in the women's, you know, in the women's MMA, and I'm gonna go with Cyborg. You know, she's a beast for sure.
And then the other fight I just wanted to quickly mention on that card, Aaron Pico, Justin Gonzalez. Gonzalez is undefeated at 12-0, but he's a big underdog against Pico. Pico's looked great, knocking a lot of guys out. Obviously comes from the wrestling background. What do you make of that fight? I'm not sure if you're familiar with Justin Gonzalez or not.
I'm not with Gonzalez, but, you know, I've watched every single one of Pico's fights, and he's exciting, and I think he's so talented and so good at everything, and I think he's just gotten unlucky, and it's a hard sport, man, but I'm a Pico fan, dude. I think his wrestling and his stand-up, his boxing is beautiful. It's fun to watch, and I feel like it's a crazy sport, 4-ounce gloves, man. It doesn't take much, and I think he's gotten unlucky, but I think technical, he's really good, you know. So I don't know much about Gonzalez, but he's 12-0. He's there for a reason, you know. He's had 12 fights. He's won them all, so I think it's going to be a good fight. And it's always exciting when Pico fights, so. Yeah, man, I'm going to be watching that for sure.
And then just quickly, UFC Saturday, Holloway, Rodriguez, Max Holloway, Rodriguez. Holloway's like a huge favorite. I think he's like 6-1 or something. Yair's had that long layoff and hasn't fought in a while. And Holloway just, you know, had a really good fight over Calvin Kattar. What do you make of this fight on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Holloway. I've always been a Holloway fan. A bunch of my buddies are from Hawaii, and they like to scrap, you know, and I like how he throws down. He has that warrior mentality, and I trained with Rodriguez or whatever, you know, at the, what do you call it? Greg Jackson's like years and years and years ago before he really kind of made it or whatever. So I'm a fan of both of theirs. I think they're both great guys, but I'm going to go with Max Holloway, man. He's a beast. His boxing's great. And yeah, I'm going to go with Max Holloway for sure.
Finally, let's talk about you, man. Great win over Benson Henderson, the former UFC champion. You've had some great wins. I know you won the title as well. Where does that win rank just in terms of, you know, beating a guy like Benson, who's a legend in the sport?
Yeah, man. It's I was so happy when I got the call that, hey, you want to fight Benson Henderson? I was like, oh, hell yeah. Finally a good name. Not only that, he's like kind of a legend in our sport, I feel. You know, he's, like you said, he was the WEC champ and the UFC champ, and he's fought and beaten some of the best guys in lightweight in the world. And I've watched that guy, paid so many pay-per-views and watched him fight or whatever. So it was a complete honor to fight him, you know, and it was cool. He's definitely really, man, he has so much knowledge in there and experience, and it was cool to fight the guy, man, for sure. And I knew if I used my strength, my size, and my jiu-jitsu, I knew I could beat him. And it kind of played off how we were talking about. And I had a bunch of wrestlers help me working with my takedown defense and my wrestling. And I feel like my takedown defense is, you know, way better than it has been. So, yeah, man, I felt great. And like you said, it was an honor to fight Benson and go in there and beat him for sure. And especially in his hometown.
So you mentioned you're in California. Are you just waiting to get that call to get a fight? Is that kind of what's next for you? Because again, great win. Looks like you're pretty healthy. Is that kind of what you're looking at? Sort of a short notice thing, or even, you know, if they happen to do a card soon, is that kind of what you're looking at?
Yeah, I mean, I know Scott said that, you know, Brent should be up next for the title against Pitbull, whoever won that fight. And so he said there's no reason they couldn't fight in January or February. I think it's going to get pushed back a little bit farther. You know, I'm not really sure what Pitbull's thinking, if he has any injuries or what he's wanting to enjoy the holidays with his family. But I'm just going to stay ready and stay in the gym. And coach called me and he watched the fight, Oyama, and he's like, I want you to come down to California. Let's work on a couple of things just here and there and just stay active and stay ready. And that's what I've been doing, man. As soon as I got back from that fight in Arizona, I hit the gym that following week and just training hard and keep my cardio up, and also making sure I don't get too fat, man. It's one of the hell of things, just like dieting for months and months, and then like, oh, you can eat pizza now. It's like, oh, what? God, man, I'll eat like a full pizza and everything. But yeah, man. So main thing is just being in the gym and being consistent, and I'll be ready for sure.
You surprised you're number 3? Because isn't Sydney Outlaw ahead of you? I'm not sure why that's the case. I know it's the media who votes on it, right?
Yeah. Man, like I used to really pay attention to the rankings and um but Bellator has nothing to do with that. It's all the media and everything, so I'm really not paying attention to it too much. Obviously it'd be cool if they rank me number 1 or whatever, but it is what it is. And I can't really think who Sydney's fought in last. I think it was Aaron Pico. I don't, or not Aaron Pico, but Piccolotti. I don't even know, but
Yeah, it was Piccolotti. Yeah,
yeah, Piccolotti,
back in
right?
June, I think. Yeah.
So I'm not really sure why he's ranked number 2. Piccolotti is not really ranked that high right now. So it is what it is. It's the media. I don't really feel like those guys really know what they're doing in the whole rankings department. I think Bellator should just get rid of the media and do it themselves. I feel, but at least I'm ranked number 3, and I'm on the damn ranked number 10 in the top 10, like unlike before, So yeah.
And before we go, got to ask from one dad to another, how's your little one doing? It's you got just one kid, right? Or is it 2?
No, I got 2. I got a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Okay.
And I miss them terribly, man. That's the only thing that I hate about like leaving and training for weeks at a time, or is I hate leaving my kids. I love them so much. It's like the best thing. Probably my highlight of the day is in between training sessions, I get to pick up my little boy from school and hang out with him and go to the park or do whatever. But yeah, man, I being a dad is the best thing ever for sure. And my wife and my 2 kids are gonna fly down here on Friday.
Nice.
So yeah, I get to hang out with them, and I can't wait for sure.
Because I remember because my son's also 4, so I remember when your son was born. I think it was around the same time, so it was kind of like neat to see that it's now been 4 years, right? It's crazy,
Yeah.
and then now I just had a newborn back in September, so it's kind of crazy that just how quickly time flies, right? So
yeah, it's crazy how that's why you got to like enjoy every day you can with them.
Yeah.
And really cherish it. Sometimes I'm in a fight camp and I get so stressed out and have so much on my mind, and I feel like I'm not enjoying and really soaking in all the time I have with them. So I've been really trying to do that lately. Just enjoy the ups and downs, everything with them, and just have fun with them. And, it's cool. I kind of get to be a kid too again. When you have kids, you get to do things that you used to do and I love it, man. Kids are the best. My boy and my little girl are awesome. They definitely fight a lot now, but I'm sure it's just the beginning. So, but yeah, it's a blessing for sure.
And you make time for interviews, Brent. Can't thank you enough, man. Really appreciate it. If there's anyone you want to thank, any sponsors, any social media, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, look me up at Brent Primus 155 on Instagram, and obviously thank my coaches, Fabiano Scherner and Coach Oyama, and all my sponsors. I really appreciate it, and yeah, man. Hopefully next time you guys see me in the cage, I'll be fighting for that 155 strap, and I will get it for sure.